Oh, that's because
Welcome to the weekly sampler, y'all.
Welcome.
They was in their little conversation, you know. See
Nah.
that they love it.
Paying attention.
You
When we
see they
count.
weren't even paying attention.
They don't know that means shut up.
I heard,
Calm down.
I heard it all. I wanted to come into the show talking.
You want to come into the show talking, let them know we're talking.
Definitely.
Is that
Somebody
my
turn
phone?
their
That my
mute.
phone?
Yeah, okay.
Nuh-uh. Mine's all the way down.
I don't know what's going on. I don't even have a ringer on.
See, welcome to the
phone,
weekly sampler,
your phone
y'all.
must be too emotional. It's emotional.
See?
I guess I'm emotional because I'm talking about your phone. See, like everything nowadays in 2022 is so stuck to something like weird and everything's weird. Everything's emotional. Everybody's in their feelings.
I don't see it.
What is that about?
I'm here. I just
She pushed her phone over on purpose. Everybody, no, I'm just talking.
It did pop up.
How was your week today? How was your week today? How was your week this week?
My week has been okay. Let me tell y'all this story about this ratchet ass girl in the laundromat this morning. So I usually try to go to the laundromat super early. But I ended up going after I dropped the kids off at school today because of course it's the first day of school. We had to get the little youngest to where they needed to go. So I usually use these big old washing machines. I seen that they was occupied when I got in there. So I asked the lady, I'm like, when you done, if you ain't got another load, let me use that.
Whoa. I'm not choking on saliva.
Don't die on the show.
Monkeypox over
Right. See, I was thinking it, but I wasn't gonna say it. See.
But listen. Sis was sis came in and she heard me asking the lady, can I use the washer? She goes to me, I was about to ask you, can I use the washer? So no big deal. I'm like, bitch, use the washer. It's a bunch of washers in this motherfucker, right?
Gangster.
So she go wash her clothes. Why after she washed her clothes, she go complain to the lady, talk about her clothes wasn't washed good enough. Like, sis, that's what you get for trying to steal my washer. That's what you get. You honorary
Was she light
bitch.
skinned?
No, she was this bad body built ass woman. She looked bad. That's why I just let her have it because
she got detergent from Family Dollar.
Exactly. She had, listen. She was using the 80-pound washer, and she had a little ass bottle of washing soap, like the little bottle of washing soap. Like, bitch, you need a big bottle of washing soap.
That shit. Right.
So the lady, she told her like, it ain't no refunds on the washing machines, bitch. You gonna have to rewash them again if it's dirty. So why this bitch load the clothes in another big wash machine and she got the same little ass bottle of washing soap? I'm like, this shit never gonna get clean. Like, dog, you gonna be here all day trying to wash the clothes. Somebody, my towels smell like mildew. Bitch, that shit probably smelled like mildew before you even washed them. Like, you needed some scent beads and come on, sis. Like, come on. But that's what the honorary bitch get for stealing the washing machine from me. So that's the moral of the story. You play with Shay stacks.
Hey,
you get it right back.
Hey, you get it right back. That was the rhyme.
I didn't know that the laundromat was this gangster.
Play with Shay Stacks, you get it right.
But the lady at the laundromat says she always come in and do this. So I guess this is her little hustle. She come in. My clothes ain't washed all the way. They don't smell good. Bitch, you don't smell good. Of course the clothes ain't gonna smell good. Fuck you up.
Shay Stacks.
I'm just saying. I was mad about that washer because I could stiff all my clothes in the washer, and get it done and done. She fucked up my flow.
God.
Done over here.
She got you together today.
She didn't get me together. She got herself together because guess what? She had to rewash her clothes while I was folding and leaving.
See, karma come quickly, so
It
yeah,
do.
I like that.
That's what I be trying to reiterate to people. I be trying to tell B Deuce that too about the karma thing, and he be trying to act like it don't exist. But karma is real, and I'm a type of person. I give out good vibes, good intentions, all of that. So I just feel like people get karma back to them when they do me wrong because guess what? I'm a goddess, bruh.
Right.
Like seriously,
I
my intentions are good. So I just feel like
man of valor.
Yeah, I just feel like my intentions are always good and pure. So I just feel like karma handles that to people. Like it never fails. Like I don't have to get revenge. Revenge is gotten for me.
You don't really? You sure? You don't have to get revenge?
I don't get revenge anymore.
None.
No.
Damn. I be feeling like I gotta get revenge.
No, because some people be miserable already. Like we was
I'm miserable
like we
now.
always talk about the neighbor.
Already.
She's miserable already. So you really don't have to do things to people that are already wallowing in their own sadness, misery. Yeah,
wow.
You don't have to do anything to get back. You just
Damn.
watch. You just watch the crumble. That's
I'm glad y'all on that side of the table. I'm on this side.
You just watch the crumble.
I'm on the sad
That's all.
side today. Damn, don't do that.
As I like to say, rotten fruit
Don't do
falls
that.
from the tree by itself.
Don't do that. Don't do that. She yawning and shit.
Cough. What am I?
She
I'm
yawning,
being a mannequin.
coughing. I'm just saying. But you yawning so early though. God damn.
How was your week though, Urge? Because you've been
Hey, let's start with Star.
Okay,
How was
we
your
start
week,
with Star? Star, how was your week?
What is it? Tuesday? Yeah, my week was all right.
Your week from
Not too much.
last Tuesday to this Tuesday. That's what we talking
You
about.
see how she gonna try to get off like up to just today,
Everything.
Like,
2
within
days?
2 days.
Just
in,
today?
shit.
Yeah, you had a whole Labor Day weekend.
She's like Sunday,
Flat
Monday,
out, full of
Tuesday and a
shit.
half.
I didn't do much
Yeah.
this weekend.
Star got a birthday coming up,
Laid
so I don't
up.
know why Star trying to act like.
Chilled. You went to.
I just chilled.
Oh, okay. You ain't go to the Jazz
I
Fest.
watched
You
the-
ain't go to the State
Nope, I
Fair.
watched some tennis matches on the U.S. Open. You know,
Okay. You
just to
watched
see what
Serena.
I watched Serena and Venus and Tiafo and all of them. But you know, good job to Tiafo. You definitely.
Sorry, I only know the two, but good job to whoever you said.
Yeah. So I really didn't do much at all this weekend. So I relaxed.
I guess should I pass it to that side? Of the I guess so. Here y'all go. Let's talk about my terrible ass week.
Oh.
Brakes going out, car back overheat. No, I ain't gonna drown the show with misery. This is the miserable side this week.
It's not. My week was terrible.
My motherfucking friend, who I thought was a friend of a friend that I loved to death, then up and switched sides like a snake in the grass.
Like a pussy look.
God damn.
Oh.
What the fuck kind of week was this? It's like before I go up, motherfuckers
Hey,
wanna
auntie. My auntie
roll
said she
me
here.
down the hill. Roll me down the hill.
Roll them down the hill like a.
Hell yeah.
Have you ever seen Kung
I
Fu
done spent
Panda?
so many times alone at the beach this week. I done got left, y'all.
I left.
Oh. Yeah,
Poor Herb.
I was at the state fair yesterday by myself eating
I
pizza.
wish I had went to the state for see. At least you
called
went.
Star.
I be wanting to go out.
I
I'm
ain't have
tired of
her
going out by
number.
myself.
I ain't have her number.
You
Hey,
coulda called
hey,
Star and y'all coulda
we
went.
coulda
I would've
went
went, 'cause
out.
I'm
Yeah, I would
bored.
have felt better about myself
I was
too.
bored.
No, I
No,
would have
you
felt better. I would have felt better.
And then my friends hit me up like, Star, you missed the barbecue. And I was like, what barbecue? The one that y'all just
Wow.
had
You
for 5
didn't
hours
tell
and
me
didn't
about
call
it.
me?
Yeah, the one.
Like,
Yeah,
all right, cool,
Like you
thanks.
Like you was supposed to randomly be like, y'all barbecuing over there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm
Oh,
on
y'all
my
got
way.
food. Okay, cool.
Shit, I come back from the
don't
state
know if
fair.
y'all
It's
are.
a whole picnic on the block. I'm like, damn, we told. No, y'all ain't tell me shit.
Oh, the block party and
Block
everything.
party
They tell
and
you nothing.
everything.
Ain't nobody tell me
For
nothing.
real. Happy birthday, DD. Yeah, it was a block party.
Well, I was sick this weekend, so I couldn't even enjoy the thing.
Oh.
I had to go to the emergency room Sunday night. I had to get a
Damn.
CAT scan for the first time. Found out I have ovarian cysts.
Whoa.
So yeah, like I don't know. I've
That's a
been,
hard process
Yeah,
right there,
I've
baby
been
girl.
going through some.
Damn, this week has been
Yeah, this week been a little rough for us.
rough. The devil been working this
But
week.
guess what? We're gonna have a better week. We're gonna have a better rest of the end of the year.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're
Thank
speaking
you.
that
yes.
into
Speak
existence.
that into
Exactly.
existence. I like that. Damn. Somebody's phone need to be
Phone doing too much.
chopped in half.
See, you gonna talk about it's my phone and it was
No,
my
I
phone.
just
Yeah.
put the app on my phone. Thank you. I had to join the rest of the world again.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. So
But did y'all see that news story about that boy in Harper Woods, the 19-year-old boy that killed his mama and her mama's boyfriend? Did y'all see that?
I don't know. I hear it so much.
No, oh, we're in Michigan.
Yeah, Harper
Hell
Woods,
yeah.
Michigan. He killed.
Was this the guy that was mad that his parents
You
wouldn't let him go
normally
to a party?
like-
I don't think so.
'Cause that
This
just
just
happened recently.
This just happened like maybe a day or two ago. He was barricaded in his house out in Harper because remember it was another story a couple weeks ago that happened in Harper
Yeah.
Woods too,
This
where
is
the boy
actually a couple
killed his.
months. It was about 2 months ago where the dude killed his mother, his father, and his girlfriend.
Wasn't that like
Over
end of
what?
July, beginning of August? It wasn't that far. It wasn't months. It was like the beginning.
It was probably about a month and a half. It was a
Yeah,
little over a month.
yeah,
Because I was out there. Y'all remember that?
I remember you was out there. going live because I was watching it. And then, like, now, this just happened over the weekend. A 19-year-old boy just killed his mama.
Again.
Yep,
Huh?
and Harper Woods again. He killed his mama and his mama's boyfriend. He was barricaded. He was barricaded, the same thing. He was barricaded in the house. But the police ended up going in there and getting him and disarming him. But it's like, what the fuck is in the water?
Right,
because we basically at this culture right now of, I mean, you got to think about where we went real quick. Like, we went from being normal everyday people to having to hide your emotions or you're going to get judged.
Exactly.
To now everybody's like, oh, the path might just be shooting everything up. I mean, I knew this was coming. I hate to say it. I kind of knew it was coming when that song Pumped Up Kicks came out like a few years ago.
I knew it when they made the movie The Purge.
But think about it too. It was
definitely.
another boy. It was another boy over the weekend who was walking around the 7 Mile and Livernois area shooting people.
He killed 10 people on the west side.
No, he died 10 people. It was 4 people that he killed.
No, they said he injured 4, and last time I checked, he killed 10.
No, he injured
by the end
10
of the day
and killed 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was 2 women and two men and 2 women that composite sketch that was going around Facebook and Crab and the D and all of that.
Yeah.
That was one of the girls was a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, I just seen that her and that's crazy story is like I read the story last night of her and her mom got into a disagreement and she decided to leave without permission, and her mama didn't even know that, that happened on, I think it was a Sunday that happened. Her mom didn't even find out that she was in the morgue until Thursday. She filed a missing persons report and everything, and they didn't connect the dots. And that's just sad because she was, like, everybody was a teenager before we then got mad at our parents and, running off or something. And it's like, dang, that cost her life because she, just a moment of anger. So
being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like it just because you should have been at home. Like you wouldn't even been out there if you wouldn't have been upset at your parent. And it's like these kids nowadays, they get so much leniency because it's just like my aunt who's watching the show, she works with the at-risk youth out here, and it's just like these kids, like, they don't even care no more. Like, they don't even care to, like, hear what their parents are saying. It's like they'd tell their parent, I'll call out CPS on you. Like,
they don't have to listen.
And it's crazy because
the
story that we talking about in Harper Woods where, the boy killed his mother's daddy and his girlfriend. And then the recent one with where you talking about he killed his mother and
the mom's boyfriend.
And the mama's boyfriend. So you remember last year when I went through that little situation that I almost shot the boy coming out of my neighbor's backyard, right? Mm-hmm. So, I ended up taking little dude under my wing and shit and trying to show him, just be kind of like a mentor and shit. I mean, so now it turns out that 1 year, damn near, the same month, last year was in July that we had that situation with him. And this year, this just past July, he got took to jail. He's facing attempted murder charges now.
Wow.
And assault with what is it? It's attempted murder, felony firearm, and assault with
deadly weapon,
or intent
something
to
like
harm.
that. Yeah, something like that. And it's against his mother's boyfriend. I mean, because that's what he was telling me. Like the whole thing about him getting into it with his mom's boyfriend at the time, and that was his whole problem with being down there at the house, and it was just a lot of shit going on, just teenager shit, right? Mm-hmm. So it could have been the same type of situation right down the street. I don't know what's going on with. These youth.
It's just like, how do you?
I don't think mental health is being taken serious.
And then
plus, it's like when
COVID messed us up too.
When a new guy moves into the house. Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say it's not only mental health, but I think it's just a solid structure in the household that's missing.
I'm saying that's usually the mental health.
If you don't have your dad, like your original dad, you know what I'm saying, and a new guy moves into the house, and a positive role model that moves into the
This little dude told me that he wished that he's like, man, I wish my mom was talking to somebody like you that got some sense. This little, you know what I mean? So it's just like it was just the climate of the household, that was really contributing to his. But at the same time, he is 17 years. He making somebody young.
Y'all say it's not mental health, but sometimes it is. Because I can sit back with my cousin and we could look at her son and see a pattern that's unhealthy. So let's figure out a way to adjust that. We got mamas that's at work for 12 hours a day. That's a mental health problem alone. You're not supposed to be growing up by yourself like that, just indoors dealing with hood problems. Then you got men coming into your house. You don't know if they molesting your kids. Boys get molested too. People don't like to talk about that. But boys get molested too, so I can understand if maybe you don't want to tell somebody that your manhood was threatened, and then now you over here handling some grown man where you shouldn't have to be dealing with that in the first place. It's entirely too much that we're skipping all together when it comes to people. People think I'm tripping. Oh, you shouldn't have to say you don't have kids. I don't have kids because I need to make sure that this is a complete structure before I bring something here. That's the reason why
I don't want to have kids, because there's so many people out here that got kids that like
they just don't care.
They don't care, and they're not controlling or organizing anything. So it's like, no, I don't. That's the reason why I don't have kids, because it's too many of y'all out here that got kids that don't control them.
And then those kids rub off on my kids.
I don't want my kids interacting with your kids.
Like, yeah.
Your ghetto ass. I don't want to interact with you, so I damn sure don't want my kids interacting with you.
Right.
Your kids. Because you don't know how to train them.
Because you don't know what to do.
You ain't got no home training.
And
so you have no home training to give them. So when they interact with my kid, who I'm trying to implement some type of structure into.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That goes back to the situation where and this is not to offend nobody, but like I would have an issue with it personally. If I go take my son, and he just started first grade today, right? I take my son to first grade class, and he goes in there, and the class, the seat that's right next to him, the only one that's available is right next to a little boy who's dressed like a girl in girl's clothes. Mm-hmm. Like I don't want him to sit next to that. I'm sorry.
Because this 3-year-old get to make his own decisions. Because this 7-year-old thinks that, I get to choose my life path right now. You don't even know what your life path is yet. You don't even know what the fuck it is.
You influenced by
you can't even be left at home by yourself right now. What you mean your sexuality?
I don't care what nobody say. That shit, you're not programmed like that. You're not wired like that out of the womb
at all.
You're influenced in some type of a way, whether you've seen it and it's presented to you as an option.
Something I want to touch on.
Like my auntie said, parents have not resolved their issues now, and they want to raise kids. That's what it is a lot of times too. People get issues that they got within themselves. That they grew up with, that they ain't dealt with or talked to nobody about, or took the time to. You know what? I had a problem, and then they try to raise kids, and they force all of that onto their kids. Right. It's just it's
people don't really heal themselves. Like I said, there were certain things within myself that I didn't like growing up about me, because I looked at life a little different based off of how I was raised. Not a terrible environment, but some things just weren't normal. Facts are facts. So until you realize that you have to get yourself kind of healed up before you make a whole nother person. They call it making people now. But the reality is, like, you really do need to know how to, that generational curse, you're not going to break it. Like, I saw a deep picture, but it's usually, the one that's used for generational curses. The grandfather was like, I hate you. And he was saying that to his son. And then that son was saying to his son, you'll never make it. You're not good enough. And then they show this big block up between the father and the son. And he's looking at his baby saying, you can do whatever it is you want to do. That's how you break it. People think generational curses is some unknown hoodoo where somebody done put a curse on your grandma 60 years ago. It's just
breaking the cycle.
No, it's breaking that mental, unhealthy mindset
right.
of you don't need to talk to a person like that. You don't have to break them down. I still believe in whoopings, but you don't have to call your kids bitches and hoes while you whooping them.
Man, I just heard
you know what I'm saying? This is too much.
I just heard it, and I always said that I always got on the women about this, because it was always women that I heard doing. But I heard it for the first time in my life yesterday, where a guy was on the phone cussing out his child, right? That was probably too young to really understand the definition of the cuss words that he was being, impaled with at the time. So it's just like, why do parents do that? Like, you have such lack of tact to understand that this is not a thing to do to a way to be with your child, because now when they turn around and say that back to you, or when they go to school and they regurgitate that kind of language, they repeat that kind of language.
Yeah. Now you confused.
Now you want to whoop them, and it's just like, well, I heard you doing it. You know what I mean?
This is how you've been talking for a long time, Mom.
This is how you express your emotions. This is how you express. This is how you make your points. Yeah. So I want to make my points like you. Because I want people to feel me like I feel you, Dad. So yeah, man. And it was like, man, I had to tell, like, dude, why you? Because this was my whole, like, a dude that I know in the gas station. I'm like, man, come on, man. Why you motherfucker getting on my nerves, little motherfucker. I'm like, see?
Yeah.
And now you about to breed the same type of nigga that you is, sitting up at the gas station at 30 years old selling weed and shit, cussing your kid out.
Instead of making sure he stay out this environment. And even if you was selling weed to get his life together, He still don't need to see you out here doing this.
Well, you don't need to talk to him like that.
Regardless, I'm just saying the whole scenario shouldn't be occurring with your kid at all. At all. I don't know. That's all I'm saying as far as the mental health. There's people out here that's not okay in the mind. And some people are doing the best that they can, and I commend them. You know what I'm saying? For some of these women, you know, men and women that's been through abuse and they still doing the best that they can, it's like all peace and love to you, because I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's to the point now where I'm starting to feel like mental health is like contagious. It's like, you know, you can be around the wrong, you know, people in environment, and it can affect your brain. Now it's like it's more than just hereditary or generational. You know
y'all talking like we computers, and well, yeah, we are, but god damn, come on now.
Well, nah, I'm saying because when you, I mean, like let's use COVID for example. Like you done been with your girl or your boyfriend for 3 years, and y'all thought y'all actually liked each other. And the reason why y'all thought y'all liked each other because y'all was only functioning and awake for about 3-4 hours a day. By the time you get done working, cooking, dealing with kids, family, going to the gas station, whatever it is you got to do in that day.
Got trauma bonds and don't know
yeah,
that shit.
So yeah, you got all of those weird types of bonds, but the reality is, you got to be feeling some type of way after COVID about some people in your house when you realize I never liked you in the first place. Wow. And now we just here together. And now it's all of this violence because you done had a whole year and a half stuck in the house with somebody that now you like, damn, you was like this the whole time. And I only saw you for 2-3 hours out of the day, and I thought you was cool. And now we ain't got no jobs, and we have to sit here and actually build this household and raise these kids and keep it clean and cook. And you realize this person lazy as hell, this person nasty, these kids is annoying, you ain't got nowhere for nobody to go but in each other's face, and now you miserable. And now we looking at everybody sitting here popping each other off because I'm not gonna hold you up. It was a lot of stuff going on between Facebook, Instagram, the news, your neighbors just being around them, period. Now you got paranoia about getting sick. Y'all fighting about this and that. That's a lot of animosity built up for a very long time. And now people are going back into the world. And now you like, ain't you that dude on Facebook that was popping off about blah, 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 blah. Now you don't even realize they're in the streets fighting about something that was said a few months ago. Couldn't wait. It was on site. You know what I'm saying? Some people that petty. You mad about something that was said a year ago.
Oh, that internet shit ain't never go nowhere.
It's never gonna go nowhere. You might get a memory and see somebody talking mess, and now you ready to go take them out the game. People are not okay.
Shit. I was walking in the barber shop, or walking out. Motherfucker said to me, damn, that's why you don't get into it with people in the streets. You never know who you gonna see. It was a motherfucker from my high school from a long ass time ago. I don't know if I got into him with it or not, but shit, we was cool now. Shit.
Yeah, motherfucker was popping crazy about me on Facebook about a news story, right? Nigga that I knew, you know what I'm saying, through an organization that I ain't gonna name, right? So I ended up driving Uber, and I guess he was at his girl's house or some chick's house, and the chick called the Uber, and guess who was the fucking driver that just so happened to pick him up?
Nah, you.
And this motherfucker got in my back seat and shit, and I turned around, this nigga act like he seen the ghost. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, I would just, I know, yeah, right, I know, right. I'm going to take your ass and drop your ass off where the fuck you going and shit. Hell yeah. And keep that same energy and shit next time you be online. Decide you want to pop that shit off like we don't live in the same goddamn city.
And we can't run across each other, for real. That's what Chicago going crazy. Shit. No, but other shit too.
But. I want to touch on something. Let's talk about this Tiffany Haddish and
oh my God, get out of my head, video. Star.
Wow.
Get out of my head.
So I just wanted to, did anybody actually watch the video?
I did not watch it yet.
Okay.
They said it's on YouTube.
Don't even. I watched it.
I've seen it.
I watched it because I just wanted to see the full spectrum of what the hell.
If it's this much uproar about it, if this much
I want to watch the whole thing.
I have to see what it is that they're talking about.
Yeah, that's why I want to watch it.
So I can get my own, observation of the whole situation.
See, my thing with that video personally, I'm just like, I never took the video as a joke. I just took it as two comedians making a very valid point. And they like, you need a therapist if you think it was just a valid point trying to be made. The only thing I didn't agree with is with little boy sitting there and his legs open. That was the one right there that bothered me the most.
Zooming in on his butt and all of that.
Yeah,
Like,
right in his crotch. That was unnecessary.
That was inappropriate as fuck.
But the reality is, I bet that video made more people think about the fact that you just take your kids. I'm trying to go to the bar tonight. Here, you gonna watch my baby real quick?
And drop them off anywhere.
And you just drop them on off anywhere. I cannot stand that. Oh, that bothers my soul when I see girls just snatch their baby up and drop them off over here and drop them off over there. I used to babysit kids, and I take that serious. Like, I won't even have male company if it's kids at my house. Goodbye. I'll holler at you when I'm done with the kids. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, right. But at the end of the day, you don't need to be here. I don't know. I'm protecting them.
You're not going to open up that opportunity. You're not going to create that lane. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
To make it available. Yep. That's just you preventing it from happening, period.
Yeah, so they're sick to make this joke. They messed up that they made this video like it's a joke. And I'm like, clearly it's not a joke. Clearly they're showing how easy it is for somebody to take advantage of your child and to the point where your child think it's okay.
My thing is this. Number one, is two more pieces of content that I bring in to contrast this moment that I wonder why people aren't that upset about, if we're going to be upset about shit of this magnitude, this type of content, right? Number one, I know that it involves adults, and adults partake in this type of activity, but yep. Shows like P-Valley should not be accessible to kids.
At all.
Available to just pick up the remote control and fucking click a button and see that shit, right? Now, again, I know the content is a little bit different because it's adults in there, right? But it's still accessible to kids. But now, we have another crazy story that I'm not sure, or movie that I'm not sure if y'all know about. That came on, I think it was a Netflix movie, but you can look it up online on YouTube at this point. It's called Something Strange About the Johnsons. Y'all heard about that?
No, I've never
heard about that shit?
I gotta know. I gotta hear about it.
It's basically it's a black family, right? And the story is about the young boy who has a sexual infatuation with his father, and he rapes his dad.
Wow.
Okay, I heard of it, but I never watched.
I've seen this movie. It was very disturbing.
Very disturbing.
And
yeah, Urge.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
And this stuff happens in real life.
Yeah. So now, if this movie that had way more descriptive,
it does happen in real life.
Way more. It does though. It does.
It does.
But I mean, I don't know about something about the Johnsons, but I know the skit stuff.
She talks about men being raped all the time.
No, guys do get raped.
Guys get raped,
but
yeah.
But again, it's because of the stigma of it, you know what I mean, and you know, it's probably not talked about. I ain't gonna say
it's not talked about because men ain't gonna sit there and want to express that they've been molested before.
Yeah. I mean, look at R. Kelly. Look at R. Kelly.
It happened to a lot of people.
It happens to a lot of people, a lot of men.
And guys be sitting on that, and you be wondering why your homeboy's so manic and crazy because he done been through something. And he can't just look at you like, yeah, I was getting molested for 10 years. Like, it was just a story on Facebook like that.
True. If you watch Law and Order SVU,
I was molested by a female.
I mean, but that's not uncommon either.
See?
Guys think it's okay to be 12
she made me suck her titties and nipples and play with her vagina.
That's molestation.
That's molestation.
Oh, damn, wow. She was 13, I was 8.
Wow. Oh yeah, definitely.
5 years.
Well, y'all
was both kids. But I'm talking about when you 12 and that old 35-year-old heifer up the street breaking you down every week and you bragging about it. That's molestation. She took advantage of you. Yeah. That's not okay.
And in a young dude's universe, that's not seen or it doesn't register as rape.
Like,
it's cool points and shit. It's cool points, right?
Hands in the air.
Yeah, it's cool.
Celebrated.
It's fun. It's not. It should never.
Ever. Shay, what's going on? You not talking and shit?
I am talking.
You doing? You ain't said a motherfucking word over here. I guess you ain't been able to cut in. So I'm just talking.
Shay ain't used to having a full panel of people on her show.
I'm like, exactly, because I usually be the one that always got to talk. So I let y'all, I'm listening.
Oh, you relaxing and
interjecting when I want to.
Damn.
Everybody can't talk at the same time.
That too. So I had to listen to everybody else's point.
A conductor. Come on now.
A what? A conductor.
Man, there was a shooting on fucking what's that shit? Prevost yesterday. That was crazy. I heard about.
It was a shooting on Prevost?
Hell yeah. 2 people got killed.
Damn.
I wish, I'm not saying that they should take away guns, but I feel like a lot of people need some psychiatric evaluation before you receive one.
Mm-hmm.
But see, the thing about it is, when you say it like that, before you receive one, that means legally. A lot of the people that are doing this bullshit are not receiving them legally.
That's true.
Right.
You're right.
I mean, so that's the thing.
Definitely.
I mean, but that don't mean just because you have it legally, you can't ever snap.
I'm not saying that.
So I'm just saying, but it is a lot of illegal trafficking of guns. So you're right.
Because if someone who has a pistol that's registered to them are
be
smarter.
A lot of mass murdering going on.
There'd be a lot more. They're usually a lot
Everybody
smarter.
with a heater.
That's crazy.
Everybody just so on edge. It's like anything that makes somebody just tick, and everybody got a gun, and they just ready to just.
Nobody knows how to deal with anything.
And then people will like to say stuff.
Nobody's talking about that. Nobody to talk to. And if you talk to somebody, they really 80% don't care. 20%. Wait a minute. 20% don't care. 80% wish you was there. Shit. No, I think that may be around 80% don't care. 20% wish you was there. But shit, it's the same thing.
But then people always say, yeah, well, we need to, just make open carry legal, like in Texas, and then it'll draw the crime down. But the difference between Detroit and Texas, like a place like Detroit or where like Texas is, we talking about a whole state. The economic situation is different, so you can't just give everybody guns in a city like Detroit and expect that same outcome as a state like Texas.
Right?
It's not the same climate of people.
We don't even have the same mentality.
Right? And they used to westerns and all that shit. Well, give them 38s. All 38s, because it's the NRA that did that shit, man. The NRA pushed for that shit that one year with what's his name? Is he passed now? Dick Van Dyke. And they ran with that shit ever since. They said, no, hell no, we can't take the guns. Not the guns.
Right.
Somebody was trying to take it. Who was trying to take the guns? Was it Obama or George Bush? It was one of them. Before
I can't
trying to
think.
clean it up real quick, and then they halted that shit.
I want to say it was one of the Bushes, but I can't quote because I don't know all of the different the policies of which president and all of that.
And then Trump came back and was like, "Fuck that, the NRA, go shit, pull all the guns back." Shit. So if you giving all the white people that type of ammunition, he's on the street gotta have that type too, for real. Because if it goes down, because they practicing every day. I be doing landscaping in Wall Lake, all over West Bloomfield. All you hear while I'm cutting grass is doom, 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 doom. They at the range practicing. They ranges is open air, outdoor anyway. So shit, they got land to shoot. So they just out there practicing all day long. Shit, I even did one lawn where across the street, all of them was definitely hillbilly boys because they walked to me. What's up, boy? I looked at that motherfucker like urgent, just. And I had my shotgun too. Shit, I had my shit on me too. Shit, wow, I'm all for real because you never know what that shit. They get you together out there in White Lead, and you'll be out in one of them. Acres of land, nigga. You better be ready, shit, for real. And they had the Confederate flag over there, and all of them just sat on the porch looking at me. So shit, I guess all races gotta protect themselves, I guess. But the shit that's happening now in our city is we going against each other hard. Shit, you don't hear. Even out there, it's a black person then went out to River Road or out to somewhere and got them together or something. Shit, they in Taylor at the mall the other day.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
In Taylor at the mall?
At the mall.
I ain't never heard, and I stayed in Taylor. I stayed on Eureka Road at the Ponds for 2 years, flat out, and then I ain't never heard of none of that. As far as like at the mall, they ain't even had the nuts to do that then.
And broad daylight.
Yeah, okay, man.
Well, the topic of the day is the post-traumatic effects of untimely breakups. How do those untimely breakups
Cause post-traumatic effects.
Post-traumatic effects.
Just like war, like just it's a war you went through, and then at the end, it just suddenly ends.
I think it's because you get used to, like, especially when you be around somebody a lot, you get used to a routine with them. You get used to, how everything work, most of the time.
Say it again. Yep.
Everything, especially, it depends on how long you've been around somebody, everything be intertwined in y'all life. So it's like if y'all just don't fuck with each other no more, like, that would cause a lot of stress, like, for real. Like, that could cause depression. A lot of people do go into depression when they break up with people because they just,
The hardcore people would say, the hardcore minded that may have went through that shit before and actually went through it, broke it off, and now they're stronger, would probably say, no, that's some pussy ass shit on both levels. And I'm talking about for men and women. Shit.
It's a process. It's a growth process. So I can speak for myself. See, I understood the topic a little bit deeper than that. Like when you said it, it hit, and I was like, this is something that's been on my mind. It's something that I'm going to talk. I talk to my therapist, but it's some subjects I just haven't touched on, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
The reality is, like, pure example, I was in a relationship for like 6 years. I loved the hell out of this dude. But then he did some real shady, wild stuff and put his hands on me. And my first thought is, see, somebody's tried to kill me before. No lie. So in my mind, you set off a trauma response where I need to call 911 because I don't have a brother or a cousin to just call up and they're going to pull up right now. So I'm going to go to what you're afraid of because right now you're doing too much to me.
Right.
And that's a big problem in black relationships. If you call the police on me, we done. Maybe you shouldn't have been doing what you were doing for me to call the police. We don't address that.
Yeah,
so the thing is, I'm not the one anymore to stay. Like the person that tried to take my life was the person that we were married. I tried to stay. No matter what you did, it was for better or worse. But you took it too far. So what guys don't understand now when we date, there's a big limitation to things that you're allowed to do in my world because I know what it leads to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So once you act up, I'm gone. But that's traumatic because yesterday I was just laying next to you in love and we were okay.
Okay.
And the moment you do something now, I'm by myself. I'm crying. I'm alone. I feel abandoned.
Yep.
I feel like I'm by myself. I don't have a protector anymore.
Feel naked.
Now, the person that was protecting me is the person that caused fear, so that's a conflicting feeling. You got to let go of the fact that you love it. That's a lot to deal with. And then that strength comes.
Yep.
It don't come the moment y'all break up and like, oh, I'm a boss. I'm all right.
It seems like nowadays that's what it is. It seems like that they just go straight to the lunch.
That's what I was about to say.
Straight to lunch with the next dude and straight to the room.
Guys do it too.
And straight to do it. Of course.
If a person really love you, they not on the next date.
Shit.
And that's something I learned a long time ago. You can tell who was actually loving the person more by how fast the other person moved.
Yep.
Period. Because it says naturally the human brain takes about half the time you were with that person to heal from that person. That's deep.
But the thing
is, we're moving on in a month like it's cool.
That's what I'm about to say. Niggas don't want to heal.
You wondering why you sitting there with an abused person across from you at the table because they got their own PTSD from their last relationship. That baby mama really tore their brain up and now they don't want no more kids.
Took their soul away.
Yeah, you making all of this pain that you have not healed bounce off the other person and it's not even their fault and they doing the same thing to you.
Yep.
What you mean?
But
that's traumatic when you break up with a person, especially how you break up. If you broke up because you just not feeling each other no more, it's a chance that y'all might talk to each other as friends along that way.
And a lot of people don't end relationships
honestly, but
like
when
that.
It's abuse, it's a lot of women out here that's getting abused, and you don't understand. It's not that we emotionally dead. I was gonna touch on that.
Mm-hmm.
We not emotionally dead.
Yeah.
We tired. Like how many times you supposed to show a person?
Yep.
All your goodness, and then they still choose another person or still become abusive or still verbally abuse you or still don't appreciate that you even spend that time every day with them. What?
That's real life because it be.
But what about
it be
the
like
flip
that.
side of that, to where
It
y'all
still should matter
women
for you too.
do not appreciate
but
the
the
shit
thing-
that a
abuse. I
guy
didn't
does
put a
for
sex
them
on
on a
it.
regular
I didn't put
day.
a sex on abuse.
But you're right.
I'm just speaking as a woman because that's who I am. I can't speak for a man.
Abuse and use. For real.
We out here using and abusing, and it's pitiful. It's sorry. Like, you can't even get yourself together a little bit before you come at me.
Wow.
Now you wondering why I'm frustrated. Now we fighting because you think I got a smart mouth and I'm masculine because I'm trying to tell you that something is not right with what you have going on. If you want this to work, you're going to have to at least meet me halfway.
And it's just the fact that people try to justify stuff so much too.
Like
people try to justify everything. Like it's like they know. Like it's like they say. Like
frustrating.
It's okay to feel how you feel and want stuff how you want stuff. But it's like if you listen to yourself out loud, you know that shit don't be sounding right. But you be justifying it so hard. Like trying to like, and you know that's not.
You mean the abuse factor or what?
Just period. Justify bullshit. Period.
Right.
At all, like anything.
So say
People try to
like you say
people
you
try to
laying
throw
next to the
bullshit
person
at you, and then when you know it's bullshit, they try to justify that
laying
it's not
to
bullshit.
next to a person for days, and then all of a sudden they got somewhere to go. They got to go out and shit like that. And then you know what I'm saying? They pop up on you, and you just ask a simple question, and they want to start an argument off of a simple question that wasn't even a question of.
People get
Wasn't
aggressive
the
when they
factor
don't.
in the whole conversation.
People get aggressive when they don't want to tell you everything.
Change that fast, and then you don't want to tell me. But you may have something else, you want to do or whatever. We friends. Let a motherfucker know. You know what I'm saying? Especially if if it's something going on or something wrong. But motherfuckers, hey, they hide that too. Shit.
People are like really good con artists when it comes to emotions, and that's the thing that's scary about dating on both sides. I'm pretty sure for guys, because y'all don't even know what we look like half the time. Yet alone if the female is real, and I'm not being funny. Y'all don't even know what we look like half the time.
If we say that though, now it makes us superficial.
For real.
No.
You worried about it. That's all you worried about is look at
fact.
you.
Yo, I had a homegirl that wore makeup so much when I saw her on the street, she got offended. Then called me out my name because I didn't recognize who she was. I didn't even notice what you look like. You don't look nothing like this with makeup on, and you have the audacity to have an attitude.
You trying to say I'm ugly? No, you saying you ugly. You the one that got to put all of that paint on your face to walk out the house to make yourself feel better about it.
And then now,
maybe you feel like you ugly. If you didn't, you
got
wouldn't have to
some
do
shit
all
going on
of
with
that shit.
yourself.
Frustrating.
I'm not doing it for me. I'm
It's
not,
too many
I'm not
trust
doing it for
issues.
people. I'm doing it for me.
But like I was
So
speaking
that means
to,
you think you ugly.
I was speaking to somebody earlier about how Detroit is like, we really don't trust each other here. And I've lived in a lot of places. We really do not trust each other here. And it is very frustrating how you think that everybody is against you in some way. Like, ain't nobody, it's not possible for somebody to be a good person. I can't just do something for you without expecting something in return. But that's where grace comes from. People don't even understand the laws of life to understand why you do it.
But even if you do something for somebody, they always
You get a motherfucker an inch and take grass shit all the way
All
down.
all the way down,
Okay.
for
They
real.
sure
So
will.
you got to be careful sometimes when
for
you be nice to
real.
people, because they'll become dependent on that. And then when you're not, it ain't even that you don't want to do it no more. When you get to the point where you can't, now you're the bad guy.
No.
But when they see you doing anything,
I'm not.
anything extra for somebody else, now it's like, why you not doing that for? It's
Let
just
me,
like, come on.
no. Let me break this down a little bit better.
Crazy.
See, on the spiritual side of things, I look at the laws of attraction. So I'm not saying you're doing something for somebody on a continual basis.
Right.
It's just if I'm at your house and I see that you're not feeling well and this bad boy look like a piece of crap, I'm going to help you clean it up. Because your kid's running around and you probably sick. Let me cook something real quick because they need to eat. And you obviously can't do it right now. And you don't need to get them sick. It's called care. But and if I see you, if you my homegirl and I notice you struggling and there ain't no diapers, I'm just gonna go buy some. But that don't mean I'm gonna do it every time.
Yeah.
And if you don't appreciate the fact that I'm not gonna do it again, oh well, that loss is on you, because I'm allowed to care for you when I can or when I want. That is not an obligation.
Yeah. That's what I tell people all the time. You let me know. You let me determine when and where I show my love to. You don't obligate yourself to say, oh, well, I think you got enough to help me, and you wrong if you don't do it.
That's crazy.
That's some bullshit right there. Just because I got to set up I got my plate set up how it is, and I gotta, you feel like you're obligated to walk past and snatch a chicken bone off my. You don't know how many people I got to feed. You don't know how much work it took for me to accumulate this plate that you just so happen to walk past and see while you counting my pockets.
But see, that's why, I lectured somebody yesterday about why it's so important to choose the people that's around you and eliminate the people that have the problems with who you are. Because, like, a friend of mine, her daughter passed, and God rest her soul. When her daughter passed, I saw it in her eyes. You needed your hair done. You were not okay. I stopped everything that I was doing. I didn't care how I felt. I wasn't feeling well. I'm about to do your hair. I'm about to make sure that when you go to your daughter's funeral, you're going to feel like a whole being. Because this is going to take something away from you as it is. But that's love. And you don't love everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't deserve that.
Everybody don't deserve
And people don't get that.
Exactly.
You don't love everybody.
Because they definitely don't appreciate it.
You love the people that appreciate it, and that comes with time.
But sometimes people, because I'm a person that like to try to, I don't know, I feel like I like to try to care about everybody.
Yeah,
so,
show love.
Yeah, because, you're supposed to show love and get love back, but that's my thing that I've been realizing lately. You can give all the love that you want, and some people just ain't gonna give it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not meant to come back from them sometimes.
Some people thrive off that. They look for people like that with that same
And
type of
what
energy to prey on.
what she was about to say, sometimes it don't come from them. Sometimes you get a blessing from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And gotta count it as the blessing that you were supposed
Your
to
karma
get
coming back
from them.
Don't worry about what you receive back after you be there for somebody. Just know eventually somebody's gonna be there for you, and even harder, because you took your time. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's that law of attraction. That's what I'm saying. It's important. You gonna get exactly what you give, and it may not be who you gave it to, but you gonna get it. You just need to relax and wait for it to come.
It's hard to relax.
Yeah,
it's hard to relax and wait for shit to come.
Yeah, it is.
That man, for real, it's so hard.
Being patient is definitely hard. It get to you, because it's like, damn, I'm doing all of this. I'm, being this good person. Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck
like,
is going
what the
on?
fuck? Like, what do I gotta do,
and
dog?
that falls right back into the subject. That's the PTSD of a relationship. Imagine you doing everything that you can to keep a person happy. Everything.
To keep a person happy.
And they still find some fault or a reason to give you the biggest
every single day
downfall or outcome possible on whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. That's bad.
Yeah, and when women, when people just, use that and then down talk you and talk shit about you, and you actually been buying breakfast, lunch, dinner, shit.
Even when you making breakfast, lunch, and dinner, somebody's
moving. It's like,
who get the L of the day today?
Shit, all evil people.
All evil people.
I think the L goes to all of these people out here doing the mass shooting. Y'all can go have a seat.
Shooting and stabbing. You see the 10 people that got stabbed in Canada?
It's crazy. Why are we hurting each other like this? Stop hurting everybody. I don't know why everybody's like this right now.
The world needs peace.
We need peace. I don't know.
So the world needs
everybody's
love.
Angry for valid reasons though. Like, if they just let us live for a minute,
it'll be a better place.
Man, if they just let us be human for a minute, like COVID showed us, y'all could live without us. And then now it's, we just trying to find some balance. Don't give me that much freedom and then turn me back into a slave.
Hey, that's real.
Don't show me freedom and snatch me back up to be a slave.
That's why they started that war, so they can cause inflation and shit and put people back in slavery, mental slavery and financial slavery and all of the above.
Well, Urge, you get to do your final thought first.
Wow, why do I get to do my final thought first? Because
he say that every time you throw the ball to him.
Hey, he just throw the ball at me. Boom.
Balls in your
You know what I'm saying? Being a person that's experiencing post-traumatic relationship stress, whatever the hell it's called, post-traumatic stress. Basically, everybody just take your time, you know what I'm saying, and getting yourself together, get your mind right, smoke a few blunts, you know what I'm saying, find you somebody new, for the people that's going through it, you know what I'm saying. Actually, no, don't find nobody new, you know what I'm saying, fuck it. Be lonely and single for the whole amount of time that it takes that you was with that person, like Star said. If you was with him for 7 years, take 7 years to be alone and unhappy, and then find somebody. No, I'm just talking shit. You gotta build up everybody. I wasn't funny the whole show.
Okay, Star.
Here you go. In love, you have people out here that have the ability to completely sweep you off your feet and then drop you on the floor when it comes to other things. Slow down. Find somebody that's willing to accept you for you. It's okay to be friends. And let's get it. It's all right.
That's the brown table talk.
What?
It's like brown sugar. She's like that movie.
Shay Staggs, final thoughts. Make sure y'all have a safe week. Like Star said, just slow down, and realize that sometimes people, change, things change. Sometimes people have a hard time with change. I know I'm that type of person. So, just stay focused on, the goals, because that's all that matters. Nothing else in the world matters except for what you trying to get done. And if people ain't trying to ride with you, drop their ass off and keep the car going.
Keep the car going.
Exactly. No
I was
regrets.
the only nigga at motherfucking State Fair by his goddamn self. What the fuck? No, I'm just.
See y'all next week on the weekly sample.